Hello, this is Lucas. Welcome to another Java tutorial. In this video, we are going to be going over inner classes or nested classes. So, a nested class is just a way to create a class within another class. So, let's say that we create ourselves a class, and I'll name this outer. Right, this is our outer class. And now, what we can do is we can insert another class inside of our existing class. So we can do something like, say, class, and then I'll name this inner, just so it's easy to understand. Just like that. So here we have our outer class, and then here we have our inner class. But you can see that our inner class is inside of our outer class. Now I'm just going to pass in, we're just going to add a few variables. We'll do like x is equal to 20 in here, and then we'll do like y is equal to 15 in here. So now we need a way to call this class and another way to call the inner class, because they're two different classes. But in order to use or call this class, we'll have to call the outer class. Now there is a way that we can call this class without creating an object from this class, but I will show you the very first way how we can do it. So firstly, we need to make an object from the outer class, which is just this big one. So we know how to do that. We'll go outer, and then I'll do my outer, then we'll do new outer, and just like that. So we have made our object from this outer class. Now, to make an object from our inner class, we need to use this object that we have created here. And the way that we do that is, so to make an object from this class, we firstly have to refer to the outer class. So what we do is, we do outer, and then we do dot, and then we do inner. So we are checking inside of the outer, so we are going inside of this class first. Now inside of this class, we are looking for this class here, so then we found it. So that's how we make our object. And then I'll just name this my inner, and now we got to equal this to, now instead of doing new outer.inner, we have to refer to this object that we have made here. So the way that we do that is we do my outer, then we do dot new, then we do space, and then we do inner, like that, just like this. Boom. So that is how we create our object from the inner class. We refer it to the outer class, then we call in the inner class. So how this works here, I'll just go over again. The very first part, the outer, so we go into here, and then dot inner, so we go for a class that is inside of the outer, so we go for the inner, and then we just name it anything we want, and then we refer to the outer, so we are referring to this, and then we are just creating a new object within the inner class right here. Now if we have any parameters that we need to pass in, we could probably pass them in here, but we don't need to. And then we can just simply, let's say we can do like a formula, so we can go sys out, and then we can just use, so we have the my outer, we want to get the value of x, so what we can do is we could just do my outer dot, and then we just have x, and then we can just minus that from my inner dot y. Now if we run this, you can see that we get the answer 5 because we took 20, which is x, so x, my outer x, which is this one here, and we just took that away from my inner, which is this one right here. Now let's say for whatever reason we have this nested class, but we don't want to allow access to this class. So we don't want another class to use anything within this class. Well, what we can easily do is we can just set this to private, like this. And we save that. So you can see that we no longer have access to this class. Okay, because this is now set as private. So only this class will have access to this class. Any outside class, so any class that is not the outer class, will not have access to this inner class. Now another thing that we can do, in this example here, the way we did it was we created an object from the outer class, and then we used that object to create an object of the inner class. Now there is a way of doing this without actually making an object from the outer class. So I'll remove all of this, and what we can do now is we'll do outer class first. We have the outer, then we do dot inner. Okay, dot inner, and then we'll just name again. We'll do my inner, and then we'll equal this to new outer dot inner. I think people know what this means. Also, this private, we need to change this now to static. Now it's a static class. Now you can see the error here goes away, and then we can just print out. This is we'll do my inner, and then we'll do dot y. So the way this works here is we're just creating an object from here. Now because it's static, we are allowed to. If I remove the static, you can see we get an error straight away. So we need to have the static in here, like this. If you don't know what static means, I do have a video on that you can check out. But the way that we're doing it here is we're just making an object. So we're just calling the outer class. So we're just calling the outer class. And then we're looking for the inner class that's inside of the outer class. So the inner class that's inside the outer. Just naming our object. And then we just do a new object from the outer that is in the inner. And then we can just print out y, which is 15. So that's about it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it helped. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.